Hey friends, how you doing? In the previous part, we saw how to customize our template using Terra templating language. And in this part, we will deep dive into Terra templating language to improve our website. And for that, we have added three cards to our index page, that is the home page. And you can see these three cards are exactly similar in design, but the only difference is the title is different. That is, one is application development, automation, and training. The description is different, and also the icons are different. So there are three icons. Let's just look at how we have added these three icons, these three cards. So for that, we'll navigate to our index or html page inside our templates. And if we see inside our content block, we have added three divs. And how we have added is we have just copy pasted these three divs and changed the text inside it, because they are exactly similar in design but different text inside those. Straight away you can see that this is repetition of code, repetition of html divs. And in each language, to avoid repetitions, you have loops. Same way, Terra template provides you for loops to avoid repetitions. But to loop on to have a loop, we need some data as well. And before adding the data, what we'll do is we'll first delete the repetitive part. We'll just delete the two extra divs, because we want the same design to be looped and have different text inside it. That's why we deleted the two divs. And now we will get the data on which we want to loop. So for getting the data, what we'll do is we'll use the what we do page, because we want this what we do page to replicate, to be seen on our homepage. If we see the what we do page, it has application development, automation, training, and these three are the exact things that we want in our homepage. So we will get the data from this page. And this what we do is a section page. So to get a data from any section page inside our index.html, what we'll do is we will use set to get the page, that is in this case a section page. So to get a section and store it inside a variable. So if we see the syntax here as well, it is inside the curly brace and percent. We have to use set services. So services is the variable, and we'll set it to get section. That is, we will get the section. We'll provide the path as what we do slash underscore index.md, underscore index.md being this a section page, therefore it is underscore index.md. And we will save this section inside a variable named as services. Name can be anything, we have used services. Now this services is a section page. So what we want is the data inside these pages for looping. So what we'll do is we'll add a for loop. To add a loop, again the statement syntax is same, that is curly braces percent, and inside that we'll have for service in services dot page dot pages. So what we are doing is we want the single pages inside the section pages, therefore we are getting services dot pages, and we are storing it inside a variable named as service. For each loop, the page will be saved inside service. And in Terra or in Zola as well, a block started has to end as well. So what we'll do is we'll end this for block, and for that again it's curly braces percent, and inside that we'll use end for. And this will loop. What this will do is this will loop the entire design or the entire html code that we have for the number of times there are pages inside the service page. So if there are four pages inside the what we do section, this code will be repeated four times, but we have three pages. So if we just take a look at our website now, if we just save and reload our website, we can see we have three times the same text, the same uh, description, same title, same icon, just the design is same and everything is same, but it is appearing for n number of times, and n here is the number of pages that are there inside the section page. What we do now, the thing is, we don't want static text, right? We don't want the same text to be repeated in number of times. We want to change this text. So what we will do is we will use the variables inside our services page. So if we just take a look at one of our md page, that is what we do md page, sorry, the pages inside what we do, which are the single pages. So we can just take a look at development md page. We see we have title, description, date, icon, etc. Some variables are by default and some we have added as extra. So the icon and toc variables are user defined variables, therefore they are extra variables. Now we want to use these variables inside our page, and these variables are there in all our pages. So if we check other pages as well, so if we just check the remaining three pages, that is automation, we can see we have the same variables including icon. If we see the third page as well, that is the training page, we can see that we have yep, the training page. So if we see the training page as well, we can see we have the same variables including the extra variable that is icon as well. Now we will use these variables inside our index.html page, and for that we'll make the use of service that we have, that is the page defined in service, and dot the variable name. So here, to define to use a variable, what we have to do is we have to give two curly braces, opening closing. Inside that we have to give the page dot the variable name. So in our case the page is saved inside a variable named as service, and then the variables inside those are title, description. So we are making use of those two variables, and these variables we can use anywhere we want. So if we want to use it inside a name tag, we can use them. We want to use inside a class tag, we can use them. So what we will do is we have defined a class for our icon, and we will use a variable inside that because we want different icons, if you remember. And we will use the icon which is defined inside our extra part of service, that is extra part of page. So here we have to use dot extra dot icon. Title was directly there, so we used dot title, but if you see the icon is lying inside our extra, so what we have to do is we have to use dot extra dot icon. So inside our index page we are using the variable as dot extra dot icon. And now if we just save this and look at our website, we can see that we have three different texts, three different icons, but the design is exactly the same. So we wrote the same or just one single design and added different texts to it using the help of page. If we again go back to our index page, we can see that there are some hrefs, there are some links. So if we just click on those links, that is the title is a link and there is also a link for read more. So if we click on those link, what ideally should happen is it should take us to that single page. So if we click on application development, it should take us to that page, automation to that page, and so on. But currently it is not happening. So to make it happen, what we have to do is we have to just add the link of the page to our href. And for adding a link, that is in Zola you get the link of a page, that is the entire url of a page, by the variable dot permalink. So if you do page dot permalink, you get the entire url of that page, and we will add to our href the same, that is service dot permalink, because our page is inside service variable. Now if we go to our website and click on any of the links, it should take us to that particular page. Yep, so automation is taking us to automation page, and application development to application. And if you click on read more, it will take to the same page because the link is the same, that is dot permalink. This way you can have same design with different data repeating inside it. So wherever you have similar kind of design but want multiple data to loop through it or multiple data to repeat, you can use loops. You can get a section page just how we did by using get underscore section. Similarly, if we wanted to have just the data from our about page, which is not a section page, which is a normal page, so what we could have done is we could have just used get page instead of get section. Get page enables us to get a single page, get section enable us to get the entire section, and then we can use however we want that. So if it's a page, we can directly use the variables, we don't need to loop it. If it's a section, we want single pages inside that, we can loop it, or whatever we do, whatever we want, we can do it by getting the pages. Similarly, there are different ways of getting data in Zola. One of another way is to use load underscore data. So at times what happens is we don't want data to be fetched from other pages. We want it to be fetched from CSVs, URLs, or other things. So in that case, what we have to do is we have to use load underscore data as we have done here. So we have created a team.toml and we have loaded that inside our index page. So if we just see our team.toml, it's nothing but the simple toml file which has some variables, what that is title, name, image, leaders. And this toml is saved inside our content directory. So if you see the path, it is content/toml, and this toml file we have loaded in our index page. So for that, what we have to do is we have to use load underscore data, just as we use load get page or get section. We have to use load underscore data, then give the path by path equals to, and the path of your file starting from, if it's inside content, then it should start from content/team.toml. You can directly give urls as well. So if your file is located on some different server, you can directly give the entire url as well. For that, you have to do url instead of path, and it will load the that url for it. And here we have again used a for loop and looped for our team members, because we again didn't want to like manually write different devs for same design but different text. So we looped through the teams page, and we have added these two cards. So if you see, these cards are again added by using a for loop. So these are different ways through which you can get your data inside any page, and also get the data from anywhere, and then use for loops, ifs, etc. in your code.
All right. The same way that we saw loops in Zola, we'll also take a quick look at macros. And macros are somewhat similar to block and extend that we saw. You write a block somewhere and then you extend it in other places, but macros are opposite. You write a macro and use that macro in multiple places. You don't overwrite it, but you use that macro in different places. So we'll take the same example that we saw with these three cards, and we were looping through, we looped and created this card, right? And this is the code for it, this section, right? This whole div. What we can do is that move this whole div or this whole section into a macro, and then we can reuse it in multiple places. So this is just an example. If you have some piece of code which you want to use in, suppose we want to use this same cards or the same structure in the cards in a different page, in a about or demo and somewhere else. So what you have to do is you have to rewrite this thing in the about.html, or you have to write it in a block and then take that block and overwrite it or something like that. But what you can do is to reduce that redundancy as well, to reduce the repetitive part. Even in that case, you can take this whole thing and put it in a macro, and you can imagine macros as functions, and you can reuse it in multiple places. So we'll see how to do that. So the starting point that you have to do is to create a file inside your templates directory. So go to your templates directory and create a file. It can be any name, so we'll name it as my macros.html, right? And what you have to do is go back to your index page, copy the thing that you want to put in the macro. So we will take this whole div, copy the whole div, and then move it here, right? We'll fix the indentation here. And what we want is to use this macro in multiple places. So first we have to create a macro, and to do that you have to define the macro name. So the same syntax we have, curly braces, and inside you have to use 2 percentages and write the thing between. So we will write that this is a macro. So we'll say macro, what was the syntax, macro equals to or something, Ishan? Macro, yeah, I think it
Just
is.
check it out on
Yeah.
getzola.org as well.
Can go to Zola, and then I think it is part of Terra. So you have to write Terra,
Yep, actually.
Terra macros, right? You can even find an example in your own theme. So if I go to my theme templates, so themes, deep thought, and then templates, you'll see there is a macros.html there, and you can check the example from here. Like the social links is a macro here that is defined, and then you have a publish metadata. In the first or in the second video, we saw that we removed a row from the post or the section page which was showing some page metadata like number of minutes to read that page, the author's name, etc. So that was defined in a macro, and we removed that function call basically from the section page in our templates. So this is the way to define a macro, and we'll copy this line, we'll put it in our macros file. So you have to use the same curly braces percentage thing, and then in between you write macro and the name of the macro. So in our case, we'll name it as service cards section, and then we will take a variable services. So I want to spell it, yeah, services, and we'll remove this part. This is the variable, this is the part where we were taking getting the section from the what we do part, and we were using get section. So we'll move that, we'll remove that, save this, we'll go back to index and paste it here, right? And we are still using the same get section, and we're still getting services from that, and we're creating a variable services. And now what I can do is use this macro service cards and call this as a function and pass the services variable here. So to do that, you can do percentage and then call macro. To call a macro, you have to say macro. I think it is the same way, yeah, macro and then double colon, yeah. So you have to say macro double colon and then the name of the macro. So it is service cards, and then give services equals to services. So this means take this variable and pass it as services to service card. So this variable can be anything. We could have changed it to my service or anything, but we have to still call it as services equals to and then this variables. So this is corresponding to this variable, right? One thing, before calling a service or before calling any function in a programming language, you have to import that function, right? So we have not imported this macro here, and if we run this, it will not work. So first we have to import our macro, and to do that you have to write percentage thing and then same. I think it is import. So we have created our file as my macros.html. You have to directly give the name of the macros file inside your templates directory, and then you can import it as something. So we'll import it as my macros, right? And to use the functions under this my macros file, you have to call this my macros and colon the name. So we have written it as macros, but we'll change it as my macros colon service cards, and we are passing the services variable. Let's save this. We have made a lot of changes. We'll check if the server is still running. Okay, we see that there is an error. Okay, so the syntax to use a macro or a function is same as variables. It's not this way to write statement. What you have to do is you have to write it as variables. So you have to call this, you have to pass it double curly braces and then call the macro. And if we save it, it should run. Okay, what is the error? Okay, just as Ishan mentioned, any block that you create in Zola or Terra templates, you have to end that block. So we have started this macro service, and it is also a block, and we have created the service, we have started it, but we have not told where it is ending. So we have to say, we have to pass, we have to create a tag here as well and say end macro. Yeah, so we are ending it. Now if we see, okay, it is reloaded properly. If we go back to IT Crazy, we are seeing it twice. We need to see why is that. We have a service, we're looping through it, and if I go back here, we are calling it once. I did not delete the original code, the original div, so you can see that it is exactly same, and we can just remove our original div completely because we have moved the code to a macro, and we can reuse this anywhere in our website. We just have to pass it a section variable as just services in this case, and that will render 3. So if we save this, it should be just 3 now. Yeah, so it will just render these 3 cards like this. So in this manner, you can write or create code which you can call anywhere, like functions in multiple places with different variables. Okay, till this point, if you have followed along with us with all the Zola tutorial videos, you should be able to easily create your website. You should be easily able to customize if you have used a theme in Zola, and you can easily load data from different places and use it in different places in your website. So in the next video, we will actually build or finally create a build release build of our project of our static website, and then we will show you how you can deploy the final release that you have. We will use GitLab or Netlify service to deploy our website and see it in action. You can even check the URL and use it and see it live, how it looks like and how it works. If you have any doubts till now, or if you have any problems with Zola or any static site generator in general, you can comment below and we will try to help you out. Thank you.